the season, but I'm not going to allow this Game 7 loss to take away from a magical year. And it doesn't feel that way right now, but when I reflect and when our players reflect on what we were able to accomplish, hell of a year. Couldn't ask for anything more from our guys.
Hey, Coach. Jamal was able to string some really strong games together in the postseason. Obviously, a tough one tonight. What's just your message to him, knowing that for you guys to maybe get to the next level, he's got to be a little more consistent, but balancing with the fact that he's still only 22?
Yeah, I mean, the future is so bright. I mean, you guys heard me say it all postseason. I love the moment. I love where we're at. But more importantly, I love where we're going and who we're going there with. And that's such a big point of what we're doing here. Just spending time with Mr. Kroenke and Josh, and Mr. K said it. We won 61 games this year. It's been over 10 years, I think, since we've won that many games. And Jamal will be a huge part of that future. Going into the offseason, having a game like he had, 4 of 18 from the field, that's going to be a great motivation tool for him. And that's a conversation we had quite often throughout the season. And now 14 playoff games is great players bring it every night, and they produce every night. And, he didn't have a great night, but it wasn't for a lack of effort. We would not be here without Jamal Murray's efforts all season long. And then on the other hand, obviously, C.J. McCollum showed why they have one of the best backcourts in the NBA, put his team on his back, and made big play after big play. But, Jamal is going to be a better player because of this experience.
Michael, on your left here, you've spoken a lot this season about how this is a truly special group, both on the court and how they are together off the court. Just what are you going to remember about this specific team when you look back on it maybe years from now?
Good question. Maybe I'll answer it in a couple of years from now. Well, what I will remember, Harrison, is truly how selfless they were. And that's a lot of people talk about being selfless, and it's a fancy word up on a wall. It looks cool. But for us, it was something that we actually tried to live. And I think there were countless examples of individuals being selfless throughout the season. I look at Isaiah Thomas and Juancho up the whole game. Those guys are dying to play. They're not playing, but they're supporting their teammates. So that's what will stand out. I got Nikola Jokic in there taking blame for the loss. It's not his fault. This was a group effort. I think the cumulative effect of 14 playoff games and us asking him to do as much as we asked him to do finally took its toll on him tonight. But this group really did play for each other, not just with each other. They cared about each other on the court and off the court. And the best teams I've ever been a part of have had that kind of a chemistry and love for one another. And that's a special group.
Your offense has been really good this year. Obviously tonight, only 15 assists. In your estimation, is that just sort of where this game went wrong, was on the offensive end?
Well, you have to make shots to get the assists, obviously, to oversimplify it. But we made 2 threes tonight. I thought the game came down to 21 second chance points and us missing 11 free throws. Those are 2 huge areas right there. We talked about coming into tonight in our 3 losses to Portland. They were averaging 18 second chance points per game. They get 21 tonight. And then you leave 11 points at the foul line. Those were 2 really big factors, in my opinion, and why we lost. But, the bigger question, we were a really good offensive team this year. And whether it's giving them credit, which they deserve, and us missing a lot of open shots, we just couldn't get any rhythm offensively. This game really reminded me of Game 7 against San Antonio. First half, ugly half. Our defense was great, but we couldn't make any shots. We created no separation. Then they came out in very aggressive manner, tied things up, and unlike Game 7 against San Antonio, we couldn't hold on for the win.
Michael, Omiyansa, ESPN. Well, what was Nikola's message to him? Why did he think it was his fault? And also, how difficult is it to stop that little left pull-up that CJ had going?
Well, CJ was phenomenal tonight. And all summer long, I'm going to be probably second-guessing myself. Out of a timeout, they just go 1-4 flat, and he hits a really tough pull-up. But that's a shot that he makes consistently. And Torrey played good defense, as good a defense you could ask somebody to play one-on-one. But right after, I'm saying we should have sent somebody at him. He's having a great game and makes somebody else have to make a play or make a shot. So he's really hard to guard. As far as Nikola, that's what I love. I hope after 14 playoff games, America, everybody around the world that watches the playoffs, really came to appreciate Nikola's game. Playoff debut, almost averaged a triple-double in 14 games and was playing close to 40 minutes a night. He's arguably the best big man in the NBA. And for him to be as emotional and as upset as he was speaks to his, just truly caring. And he knows that we ask a lot of him, and he's just upset because he didn't think he did enough for us to win the game tonight. And I love the fact that he's not afraid of the pressure to put this loss on him, even though we all know it's not on him. All right, we win together, we lose together. But I love Nikola's commitment to this group, and I love him as a kid. He's wonderful to coach, and I look forward to coaching him for many years moving forward.
Michael, over here. Is it too early to look at this as a whole, maybe after Game 5, and say, this is why the series got away from us?
I don't know. I mean, everything is still so raw. We talked about this a few games ago. Do you like to win? Do you hate to lose? I hate to lose. So right now Mother's Day sucks. But I don't know. We played really well in Game 4 and 5. Obviously, Game 6, we weren't able to close it out. And then coming home, you feel you have a great chance in front of your home crowd, and you don't get the job done. And as I alluded to earlier, the offensive rebounding and the free throws are factors. Defense on C.J. McCollum is a factor. But, we did a lot of really good things this series. Our guys grew up, which is most important. We have a lot of guys don't get Game 7 experience. We have a roster full, a locker room full of young guys that got 2 Game 7s under their belt. And how can we not be better off for that?
Mark Kisla, Denver Post. 2 things. You've seen this game offensively before this season where you don't hit the open jump shot. Can you make an adjustment when that happens, or do you just have to trust that eventually they're going to make it? And the second thing, bigger question is, to what extent can you grow out of the heartbreak of a Game 7 loss?
Yeah, I think obviously on one hand, you always ask yourself, kids, are you generating open shots? And if you're generating open looks and you're not making them, okay, you hope that eventually keep on shooting them. That's the only way you're going to get out of that slump. The second part of that is when and I said this throughout the postseason because we had multiple examples of games like this, stop settling. So now get to the free throw line, play in attack mode. And the problem tonight was we missed 11 free throws. So that kind of compounds the issues of trying to score. And what can we take out of this? You have to understand why you win and why you lose. And tonight I thought we lost. Think about all the possessions they got. We played great defense tonight. Great defense. But we just were never able to consistently gang rebound and give them one shot. When you give an opponent 21 second chance points, so that's got to be something we learn from. And that's probably one of the more troubling things for me because even in the first round, we were an elite rebounding team in the regular season. In 2 playoff rounds, 14 games, we did an awful job of rebounding. A really, really poor job. That was a constant topic of discussion in round 1. And obviously in this series, I felt it was probably the deciding factor in losing Game 7 today.
Oftentimes it seems like if you're giving up points defensively, it affects your offense. Did you get the sense in the fourth quarter that maybe it was the other way around, that there was some frustration, maybe a little bit of over-anxiety that set in on your offense and affected your defense, that your defense was actually better than the 29 points you gave up, and it was the offense that had a lot to do with their scoring 29 points in the fourth quarter, more so than the defense?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Obviously, I agree. Most of the times, teams allow their offensive struggles to dictate their defensive intensity and attention to detail. I thought in that fourth quarter, our guys were all known that we're struggling to score the ball. We're struggling to make shots that we've made all year long. High percentage looks by some of our best players. But even with that, yes, 29 points. I'm not sure how many of those were from the foul line and how many came in second chance points. So I thought the initial defense throughout the night was really good. I thought our ability to chase down long rebounds or just to keep them off the glass was poor. And again, we left everything out there, but 21 second chance points, I can't say it enough. I thought that was our inability to end the rebound, end the possession with a rebound, was really deflating. When you play good defense for 22 seconds, we get a rebound, we outlet the ball, Lillard gets a steal, they hit a corner three. Those plays are demoralizing because you know that, man, we're having a hard time scoring. When we get stops, we can't keep giving them second chance opportunities. So, yeah, this will stay with us. You know, last year, I'll end it with this. Game 82 in Minnesota, losing overtime, chance to go to the playoffs. That was a rallying cry. That was a motivating loss. All summer long, mini camps, summer league, training camp, preseason, regular season, first round, second round. It was a motivating force. Tonight's loss is going to motivate us. It's going to motivate not just Jamal Murray because he was 4 of 18, but we have now tasted what it's like to win in the playoffs. We have tasted how close we were to get to the Western Conference Finals. So we'll use that to come back a better team, and I look forward to that challenge. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.